Hey guys!
No.
Go ahead, you started that.
It's just as soft as a misty rain that gently touches my... Who sings that?
Oh, it was one of the people. Jagged Edge.
Good job!
Alright.
Yeah! No.
Who is it?
SWV.
I thought it was a girl group.
You love me like yeah, you love me like no, you love me like oh. You love me like yeah, you love me like no.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's
Dre
Bre, and you're watching Work the Way. I don't know why I've been saying my name so ratchet lately, but it just gets me in the zone. So today we're talking about something. What? Why is your face like that? What?
Just a very interesting person. Go ahead, continue.
Thank you. I don't know what to say now.
Today, we're talking about...
Today we're talking about submitting. Ooh.
What's the name of it, though?
Why don't you say it?
Are you worth submitting to? Some message for the guys that are looking for a relationship.
That was my submit.
Nah, we understand. There's some guys that ain't looking for a relationship out there. So I guess when you're ready,
Laugh like
I guess when you're ready, come talk to us or listen to this video. Or if you know some guys, or even for women who want to tune in and understand what it is. You know,
what is up with your voice? Why are you doing like sexy smooth?
understand what it is. Then we're gonna let you know. Are you worth submitting to? So let's start here. There is, I'll say this. I feel like as men, you're called to be leaders in your relationship. You're called to be the head, like you should lead. Now, there is a difference between a leadership position and being a leader. Let me explain. If you're a manager at a job, if you're a CEO, a director, a vice president, something like that. Let's take jobs for instance. You're in a leadership position. The people who have to follow you, you haven't earned their respect. You haven't earned their trust. The only reason that they're listening to you is because you're in a leadership position. But if you're a leader, then a leader doesn't need a title to be a leader. People follow them because they trust them, they believe in them, they respect them. So differences between leadership position and being a leader. Now, being a man in a relationship, I feel like a lot of dudes think it's a leadership position in the sense that you do what I say because I'm the man.
That is not how it works, I'll tell you.
That is not how it works. And I think the word submission gets a bad rep because people look at it as like women sometimes be like, I ain't submitting to no man. Like, ain't no man telling me what to do. Like, as a man, if you're a woman, your wife, your fiance, your girl, if she submits to you, that is like the biggest honor that you could ever have in your life, in my opinion, from that person. Because what it ultimately means is that, like, even though I don't understand and I may not get why you're asking me to do this or why you're saying we need to go in this direction, because of your consistency, because of the way that you've shown yourself to be trustworthy over a certain amount of time, I will still follow you even though I may not understand why we're going this way. If you understand how big that is, and the only way to get that is through trust. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. And you have to be able to lead. There's so many guys out there nowadays that are sitting there, when you ask them about their relationship, the first thing they say is she, well, she is, well, she is. And it's like, you're supposed to be the leader. What you mean, like, what you mean, like, she don't be going to church? Why ain't you taking her to church? You saying she don't do this. You supposed to be the one that's leading. And you blaming everything on her as to why it ain't working. Like, what are you doing as a man? And the thing is this, as a man, you need to, before you get in a relationship, you need to have a foundation set, and you need to have those pillars set of how you're going to live your life. Like, you shouldn't be in a relationship as the head. How's the leader or something how you gonna lead? You don't even know where you're going. You don't even know what you stand for. You don't even know what your foundation is on. You don't even know the way you're gonna really lead your life. How you gonna lead somebody if you don't got those things figured out already? There's so many things as men. I feel like this day and age, there's so many men that don't want to be accountable. They don't want to be held accountable for anything, because being in a relationship and being a leader in general, there's a lot of accountability because you have people that's following you, someone that's following you. And the thing is as a true leader, not somebody in a leadership position, because think about a leadership position, right? A lot of times if you're in a leadership position, let's say a manager, and somebody doesn't do what you say, or why do people even do what you say when you haven't earned their respect or their trust? It's because they're managing sometimes out of a place of fear. You're my boss. You could fire me. You could, write me up. So it's a place of fear. I'm not doing these things because I respect you or because I trust you. It's just because I'm in fear of what may happen if I don't. And there's so many men that think they're leading, but they're basically in a relationship and they're talking or directing or doing things out of fear. Like me, and when I talk to Bre, I consult her on everything. Like whether it's like, yo, I'm about to pick up this bag of popcorn, like, is that cool with you? She was like, yeah, what? Like, why you even ask me? Because it's like, I want her to know that she's included in the decisions that we make. And there's rarely times to where I'm just like, no. But I do that sometimes, and even though she may get upset, it's not a bad thing because she trusts me, because over time she's seen that I've been consistent and that first I'm doing things in our best interest and in her best interest, and that I've been consistent over time, that she can look back and say, hey, there was times where I didn't understand things, but then after I let them play out, Dre might have knew what he was talking about, or he led us in the right direction. What do you think?
I was hoping that this was just going to be your video.
I'm sorry, I had to get it.
Today, easy breezy, honey.
I had to get it out, man. So many dudes. It's like, if you look, you can't be saying, I don't understand, some guys aren't ready for a relationship, but if you looking to get in a relationship, you need to lead. You need to have, like, you can't. This
is a video to men, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And the thing is that it's just so, like, and don't get me wrong, I think women are very capable of doing a lot of different things, and we can have women leadership. There's a lot of strong women in my family. Bre's an entrepreneur, had her own business. My aunt, I'm working with her and for her, and she has her own business, very intelligent, very smart, a great leader and things like that. But as men, I feel like we're falling short in this day and age. Like we're okay with women just stepping up and taking on that role, and it's like, dude, like why? Like what? Why are you afraid to be held accountable for something? Like why are you afraid to step up to the plate? It's because a lot of guys don't want the responsibility, or what was that word? The obligation.
Obligation.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, so I had to make sure this was to men and not women. But so one of the things that, like, with me, I never ever thought of like submission as something that I would have to do or like be a part of until like getting to know God and getting to understand like what a real relationship looks like. And so by the time that Dre had became my boyfriend, and we talked about everything, and I was like, man, like I really wasn't with the whole like the man's supposed to lead, because I just didn't know what that looked like. And I realized that it was simply out of fear that I have never allowed a man to lead me in the past. just because at the end of the day they didn't lead themselves very well. So to be like, oh yeah, like I trust you, like whatever you say, like yeah, I'm for it. It just didn't make sense before. So submission and submitting with Dre is easy peasy because again, he's consistent. I know he has my best interest at heart and he's never done wrong by me. So why would I not trust him? Even when it's things that I'll be like, but why? It's just, it makes sense. So as a man, you can't expect a woman to submit to you if you have not given all of the reasons why she should submit. And I think it's very interesting because a lot of my male friends, they don't even think of it as a thing. Like they are in relationships and they don't lead them at all. They're just kind of in them. And the relationships don't work because it's supposed to be set up a certain way so that it can be successful. And coming from an independent woman who had to be like, oh wow, I see how this is supposed to work and I just gotta go ahead and do it. And it's like now it's just, I trust him and it doesn't feel like I'm submitting anything. It just feels like he's my partner and we let each other know about everything. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like he is the provider, not meaning physically and always the provider, but literally it is his job to provide a peace of mind for me to just be able to be in the relationship and know that I'm gonna be okay. And it's just, men, we gotta do better.
Yeah, I mean, it's even something as simple as like I include Brie on everything. I think sometimes she gets annoyed at how much I include her on stuff because she don't like to include me on stuff sometimes. She just like to do stuff. But like, it's rarely times to where I'm like, this is like this is not a debate, this is not an argument, like this is how it's going to be. And the only times that I do that is when it aligns with my responsibilities as a man or the head of our relationship. So if it means our security or the security of our home or the security of us, it's like, it's not an argument. But even in those things, it's not an issue because of how I operate normally. So even something that's simple, I remember one time, I don't even know if you remember this, like we were getting something from Offer Up. She was living at her old place and we were going to get something from Offer Up and she had like flip-flops on. And if you if you know Offer Up, like Offer Up, you go and pick it up from like a random place. Like you don't know who the person is. You just kind of get an address and like come and pick up something.
What? Where is that at? Oh,
and I was like, Bree, like take your flip-flops off, put shoes on. She was like, why? I was like, you don't know if we're going to have to run, we're going to have to fight. And we'd never been to this place. And I was dead serious because I've been in a situation like that to where like we got robbed. We was walking home from the gym and got robbed and we just had to run. And going into a place that we don't know where it's at, like we need to be prepared for everything. So that wasn't for debate. I didn't want to hear like, oh no, but I feel comfortable. It's like at this point, it's worried about our security. And it may seem something small, but things like that, even Bree, like lock the door. Like no, lock the door when you leave the house. Like stop leaving the door unlocked. Because as a man, I'm in charge of the security of our home. And if you keep the door unlocked, even when we first started dating, I was like, no, I'm not moving this car until you put your seatbelt on.
I used to be mad.
Yeah, she put her seatbelt on now though.
Yep. Dre, what advice would you give to the man who's watching this video or the woman who's watching the video and she wants to help out her man to start to figure out how to be a leader in your relationship?
I think a lot of stuff that I just said. One thing that helped me though, two things is that first, my foundation was rooted in God, and just you have a lot of examples in the Bible that show you what leadership truly is or how to lead. And then also my pops, he really, my stepdad, he really was a great example of that. Because ever since I can remember, my mom and biological dad were divorced and they weren't together. My dad was always around and he was in my life until he passed when I was a junior in high school. But when my stepfather came to my life, that was the first time I was able to see how a man operates in a home, how a man leads, and to be able to see, and I don't want, they wouldn't mind. Like my stepdad lost his job, and I think as soon as my parents got married, and I think he was out of work for maybe 2 years. And to still see him be able to lead from that position was amazing to me, and I got to see that firsthand. So that's why I'm just so passionate about it, about men understanding what it means to lead. Stop blaming. If you're supposed to be in a relationship with a woman, stop blaming that woman for everything. Or every time you're saying something's wrong with your relationship, you're sitting there talking about her and what she's not doing and how she's this and how she's doing that. Think about what you could be doing better. Think about what things you could be doing to set the example. There's certain things that I know that I can't do or I have to do so that Bre stays on track. There's times where I didn't eat bread because Bre was trying to lose weight and she wasn't trying to eat bread, so I didn't eat bread in the house. Even times where I was telling her, was like, I have to get up. She was like, how do you get up at 6:30 every morning? I was like, because we made a pact to do that. And as a leader, I can't expect you to do something if I'm not doing it. So even if I don't want to, I have to be consistent so that you can look at me, and even when you get discouraged, that like I'm the person that's continuing to do it. So don't want to go on too long because I can keep going. But also for guys that are looking to just understand leadership more, please reach out to me. Our email is worththewait.com. Feel free to reach out with any questions or just anything, because it's so important that men just really get back to understanding what it means to lead truly in a relationship.
Sorry, I was gonna say, so would it make sense for someone who's looking to make this a thing, that hasn't experienced it before, that really wants to be able to lead? Is it important, you think, to find mentorship, like in someone physically near them that's in a relationship that's successfully doing it?
Yeah, for sure. I think finding the right mentors is important, because you have to, for me, it was being able to see it done was a huge help for me. Because people can tell you how to do that, you need to do this and how to do this, but you also need somebody to hold you accountable as well. We talked about mentorship in one of our other videos, is that sometimes, like I said, even myself, at times, certain things I'll be like, man, and I'm able now with more maturity to catch myself at times and be like, all right, even though Bre is doing something a little crazy, like what could I be doing to make the situation better, or how can I lead better? How can I help to, make things go in a direction that they should go? How can I influence her to make better decisions? Or how can I even say things in a better way? And part of being a leader too is just picking and choosing your battles, and when you'll say things and when you won't say things. But like I said, I ain't gonna keep going on and on because I can go on this all day because it's so important.
He's a real one, y'all. Reach out to him.
It's so important. But men, you gotta ask the question: are you worth submitting to? You want these? You want the woman that you with to take care of you, do this and do that. But have you been showing and putting together the behaviors that make a woman want to submit? That be okay with, be like, my man got it. I'm good. I trust him.
Hello.
There you go. So make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you follow us on IG
at Brianna Ponte,
at It's Dre Smith,
and at
Worth
With the Wait. Love y'all.